Hello everybody and welcome back to the Collegiate Esports Commissioner's Cup 2022. I am Septilence, joined by Ethan, another cancer survivor and esports enjoyer, brought to us by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So Ethan, of course, if you're comfortable, can you kind of walk us through what cancer you had and how long you were battling it for?
Of course. I have B-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma, which is a blood cancer. And I was diagnosed in March of 2017, and the day after we started treatment. And we had daily, weekly, and monthly chemo treatment appointments for nearly 4 years.
Wow.
And then of June of 2020, I finally took my last dose of chemo meds and finished, and I was in remission.
That's wonderful. That's fantastic. And you and I were talking a lot about kind of how you have a really unique kind of connection to esports, right? We talked about this off camera, and how you aren't a streamer like Brenda was, and you're not a player, you're simply an observer, you're a spectator, and how even being outside of the game can still be so impactful. So during that difficult time, what video games or esports did you find yourself kind of magnetized towards, attracted to?
Esports have always been something that has been close to me, and video games have always been close to me. But it really shone and really attached to me during treatment, because I was isolated. I was in the hospital for nearly weeks at a time. And watching streams of esports, I was able to interact with other people that I couldn't do physically in the hospital. It brings people together. It's a great community. And with video games, I'm able to log on to Minecraft with friends.
Right.
Go and screw around in a world.
Yeah.
When they got back home from school, and we could talk and just enjoy each other's time, even while I'm in the hospital.
Absolutely, and you know that's really interesting as well, because you and I had the chance to talk about how a lot of people are hesitant towards esports, right, and kind of video games as a whole, but you give such a unique kind of circumstance about what it can mean to somebody outside of the traditional life, outside of kind of what we've lived in. So if somebody were to kind of look at you and your connection to esports, how do you think you would kind of explain the impact it's had for you? Has it just kind of been that constant flow of positivity in such a dark time?
Yeah, I would explain that people are afraid because it's not traditional.
Right.
It's not something like football that's been here for dozens and a ton of years.
Yeah.
This is something new, and something that's bloomed from the first computer ever made, and that esports is able to bring people together. It's a big community that reaches all around the world. And that's the most important part of it, that it could reach people that you cannot talk to physically.
Yeah.
You can all enjoy something together, even when you're apart.
Beautifully said, very well said. And you know, before we kind of end our interview, I want to give you the opportunity, if there's anything that, I know you mentioned you don't stream, but if there's anybody you want to like shout out or just say thank you to, or anything you'd want to plug, I want to make sure you have that time.
I definitely want to plug LLS, and there's not really anything else I want to plug. Just LLS itself, it's so important. They work so hard.
Do you kind of want to explain something that we actually probably should have done earlier? Do you want to explain what that is and kind of how that brought you here?
LLS works really hard to fund top researchers and to find amazing things for blood cancer, to help prolong kids and adults with blood cancer's life. And they're really important.
Absolutely. Well, Ethan, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you for having me.